The Charles Bridge is an historic bridge that crosses the Vltava River in Prague, Czech Republic. Its construction started in 1357 under the auspices of King Charles IV, and finished in the beginning of the 15th century. The bridge replaced the old Judith Bridge built 1158 to 1172 that had been badly damaged by a flood in 1342. This new bridge was originally called the Stone Bridge or the Prague Bridge, but has been the Charles Bridge since 1870, as the only means of crossing the River Vltava until 1841. The Charles Bridge was the most important connection between Prague Castle and the city's old town and adjacent areas. This solid land connection made Prague important as a trade route between Eastern and Western Europe. The bridge is 621 meters long and nearly 10 meters wide. Following the example of the stone bridge in Regensburg, it was built as a bow bridge with 16 arches shielded by ice guards. It is protected by 3 bridge towers, 2 of them on the Leicester Quarter side and the third one on the Old Town side. The Old Town Bridge Tower is often considered to be one of the most astonishing civil Gothic-style buildings in the world. The bridge is decorated by a continuous avenue of 30 mostly Baroque statues and statuaries situated on the balustrade forms a unique connection of artistic styles with the underlying Gothic bridge. Most sculptures were erected between 1683 and 1714. They depict various saints and patron saints venerated at the time. The most prominent Bohemian sculptors of the time took part in decorating the bridge, such as Matthias Braun, Jan Brokoff, and his sons Michael Joseph and Ferdinand Maximilian, beginning in 1965. All of the statues have been systematically replaced by replicas, and the originals have been exhibited in the lapidarium of the National Museum throughout its history. The Charles Bridge suffered several disasters and witnessed many historic events. Czech legend has it that construction began on Charles Bridge at 5:31 a.m. on the 9th of July 1357, with the first stone being laid by Charles IV himself. This exact time was very important to the Holy Roman Emperor because he was a strong believer of numerology, and this specific time, which formed a numerical bridge, would imbue Charles Bridge with additional strength. Given the bridge's long life, perhaps the emperor's belief holds some weight, though the bridge has seen its fair share of tragedy. A flood in 1432 damaged 3 pillars. In 1496 the third arch broke down after one of the pillars lowered, being undermined by the water, a year after the Battle of White Mountain, when the 27 leaders of the anti-Habsburg revolt were executed on the 21st of June 1621. The Old Town Bridge Tower served as a deterrent display of the severed heads of the victims to stop Czechs from further resistance during the end of the 30 Years' War in 1648. The Swedes occupied the west bank of the Vltava, and as they tried to advance into the Old Town, the heaviest fighting took place right on the bridge. During the fighting, they severely damaged one side of the Old Town Bridge Tower, and the remnants of almost all Gothic decorations had to be removed from it afterward. During the late 17th century and early 18th century, the bridge gained its typical appearance when an alley of Baroque statues was installed on the pillars. During a great flood in 1784, 5 pillars were severely damaged, and although the arches did not break down, the traffic on the bridge had to be greatly restricted for some time. The original stairway to Camper Island was replaced by a new one in 1844. The next year, another great flood threatened the bridge, but the bridge escaped major damage in 1848. During the Revolutionary days, the bridge escaped unharmed from the cannonade, but some of the statues were damaged. In 1866, pseudo-Gothic gaslights were erected on the balustrade. They were later replaced with electric lighting. In the 1870s, the first regular public transport line went over the bridge, later replaced by a horse tram. The bridge towers underwent a thorough reconstruction between 1874 and 1883. In the beginning of the 20th century, the Charles Bridge saw a steep rise of heavy traffic. The last day of the horse line on the bridge was the 15th of May 1905, when it was replaced with an electric tram and later, in 1908, with buses, at the end of World War II. A barricade was built in the Old Town Bridge Tower Gateway. A capital repair of the bridge took place between 1965 and 1978, based on a collaboration among various scientific and cultural institutes. The stability of the pillars was reassured, all broken stone blocks were replaced, and the asphalt top was removed. All vehicular traffic has been excluded from the Charles Bridge since then, making it accessible by pedestrians only. The repair cost 50 million crowns.
Is that 360 camera?
Późno, wyszło mało,